single person in Wu-Tang knew that the one that was going to break out was going to be Method Man. Okay? Method Man was the guy that they were pushing. Wu-Tang Clan wasn't too far off being like a project to make Method Man famous. Right?
And they were all like behind that.
Yeah, 100%. This is where the record label deal came in. Nobody had ever signed a deal like Wu-Tang Clan. In that, Wu-Tang Clan had one record label, but every single individual member of Wu-Tang Clan had a separate deal. So, the label that signed Wu-Tang allowed them to sign separate deals individually, which is mad weird. Nobody would ever allow that. But they allowed it. Because once they heard that first Wu-Tang demo, they went, we never heard anything like this before.
And what's the timeline difference between this and Illmatic?
93 to 92. Within 3 years. Let's call it 3 years.
Nas first?
No, I think would have been probably Mobb Deep first in terms of that gritty shit. But Nas already had...
This is when they were just snapping up this kind of music, though.
Yeah.
Record labels wanted it, so yeah.
Well, here's what you had. You had your West Coast stuff in the late 80s. And late 80s to very early 90s, which are Chronic, Dr. Dre, G-Funk era stuff. And the East Coast hadn't answered yet. And this is part of the East Coast answer to that. So instead of going down that G-Funk fucking Beach Boys woo kind of nonsense, New York and the like just turned around and said, let's make it as grim.
Well, that's what we've said that a million times in the podcast. The difference between West Coast and East Coast is the look and feel of the places that it's from.
Of course it is. You got a sunny beach-ridden place and a place where cunts are getting shot and you have to eat fucking pizza slices for 50 cents every day.
Rats everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't really see the sky because there's so many buildings.
Yeah, exactly. And it's grim and it's
alleyways. Smoke-filled alleyways.
Yeah. Batman.
Steam-filled alleyways.
Yeah. Batman versus Barbie.
Yeah.
That's what
all you can see around you is those long stairs that go up the side of buildings.
Exactly. And you know what? Both of them are unreal.
Yeah, brilliant.
Unreal.
Brilliant.
But yeah, listen... Fucking Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with off the first Wu-Tang album, Enter the Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite intros of all time. There's something about it. When I hear the hit, whether it be me DJing or somebody else presses playing it, I lose my fucking marbles.
Yeah, it is delicious.
It just, I can't help it. Every word I can do. And there's about 4 albums in the entire world that I can do every lyric from every song.
I find it awkward when people start proving that to me, and about 2 minutes in, I'm like, please stop.
Yeah, please.
It's okay to say. It's okay to say, or if it's on, you sing it with it. But you know, if someone goes, I can sing the lyrics to it, but it's not playing.
I'm looking at you.
And they do it, and you're like, no, I would never say that, do it. Yeah. But they start doing it. And about a minute, and you're like, this is awkward, stop doing that. Because you're looking directly
at me now.
You're directly looking at me while you're singing this. Yeah. And I didn't ask for this.
10 seconds later, I'm like,
I didn't ask for this performance. It's making me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. I would have bought tickets for Wu-Tang at some stage, like, not you.
I used to know this guy who wrote his own raps.
Oh, no.
I remember I was walking down the road with him and he started going, I've got like my own raps written. I was like, all right, you're singing in a rock band now, or I think at some stage. But he was, goes, can I sing it to you? And I went, yeah, not now obviously, but yeah, just start riffing it off while we were walking, and I felt like I kept walking faster to get away from it.
Get away from him.
I'll
leave you here on this road.
I think I walked from Dame Street to probably Parnell Street, and he was only finished by then, and I was like, this is the worst.
Well, first of all, it's the worst, and second of all, it's the longest rap song of all time.
It's just...
Leave me alone. Right, hit me with your next one. Give me a...
Next one is Ain't Talking About Love by Van Halen.
Oh, me dick.
This intro.
Me dick.
The intro of this. Do you know what this sounds like? This sounds like a musical interpretation of a Transformer.
Give me your face.
The tone.
I'm pretty sure this is what it sounded like when I was conceived.
You wish that's what it sounded like.
Absolutely wasn't. It was probably the Bay City Rollers or something. Yeah. Squelch. Cabra, squelch, cabra. No, disgusting.
Oh my God, Doctor, look at this. We've never seen anything this size before.
This song. This fucking song.
It's a beautiful intro.
First of all, the song's amazing. The intro to the song, get the fuck out of here. This
is one of the ones that doesn't cut off me throughout the whole song.
Really?
It's like, well, you know the breakdown, where it goes a bit slower. That for me could be better. It's grand. It doesn't capture the start of it. Listen, it doesn't matter because the start of it is Transformers guitar. It's absolute Transformers. Deceptibots.
There was a great interview with Diamond Dave talking about Sammy Hagar, and he was he was talking about the difference between his Van Halen and Sammy Hagar's Van Halen. And he said, listen, all that Sammy Hagar stuff, you know, he's like talking about being, you know, being with women and, you know, doing right by them and, you know, having the best time. And he just kind of turns around and looks at the camera and he goes, you know, Sammy Hagar was talking about love. And he kind of looks at the camera and goes, I ain't talking about love. And I went, oh, fucking hell. Oh my God. I was like, yes, nothing but you forever.
This is from the 78 album Van Halen, and it's outrageous. You can't. I like a lot of Van Halen songs. I'm not a big Van Halen fan, to be honest with you.
First four.
But and it's weird for me to. I couldn't figure out a playlist where I would ever put Van Halen forward for, except this one. Best intros. Ain't talking about love. It's also, didn't Apollo 440, someone like that, use it? It was sampled in
I believe it. Apollo 440 are fucking an amazing little group, but they were scumbags for robbing stuff.
Well, no, it was sampled. It was a fair enough sample. If you get the rights to it.
Yeah.
There will be also a podcast on people that didn't get the rights to stealing other people's songs.
That's a big thing.
It's going to be coming. Listen, what else can be said about this? Listen to the first few seconds. That's the best thing.
It is.
About the song. It is still a great song.
It's so good. Actually, who else used it? Ain't talking about love.
Is it not Apollo 440
Public Enemy?
or 808 State or one of those?
Not Public Enemy. Fucking, Public Image. Might you use that in the song as well?
Public Image Limited?
Yeah. Pill.
Fucking...
Might use that in a later day.
Jesus, it must be one of their 4 good songs, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Sorry. I don't. They're grand. Pill are grand. This was used. I'm almost sure it's Apollo 440.
I think that rings a bell. I ain't talking about love. Just the actual the vocal line.
Ain't talking about dub. Is the name of the song.
Yes.
And it is.
Yeah.
It's Apollo 440.
Yeah.
I knew it. And that's. I had heard that a few times growing up, but that was the first time it was exposed to me. Apollo 440's one. And then
they're coming up on another podcast.
Are they?
Yep.
Genie Mac.
Yep.
So then I went back and I went, oh yeah, that's a much better song than Van Halen one.
Yep.
So yeah. So Van Halen, talk about love. 78. What's your next one?
My next one is Anti-Up by MOP.
This gets people's blood pumping.
I tell you, right, I have a thing about this song.
We all have a thing about this song.
We do, yeah. I have a thing. I believe that this could be the generational gap song for all of humanity. So, if I'm DJing, it's very interesting. Sometimes I'll play this song and nobody has a fucking clue what's going on.
Right.
And it's real painful because the whole song is just that riff over and over again, right? And if they don't hit off that first bang of that riff, then you've got like 3.5, 4 minutes of just wasted time.
You mean like an empty dance floor?
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is, I've noticed with younger people, their attention spans are shocking.
But what you're dead right there. But like, what I don't understand is that this is one of the greats. This is absolutely one of the. That's why it's on this podcast. This is one of the greats, right? In terms of like the way this intro hits, like there's very little like it, and it's unusual for hip hop to have these
big horns as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but it's unusual for hip hop to have
it gives
that
big
impact.
horns as well.
It does give.
It delivers them and it creates
sustains them. Yeah,
creates and sustains big horns.
What's interesting about this song is that, like, if you know this song and you hear a hit, like you said, you get the horn, the nipples get erect.
One of yours does.
The other one just
sheds a new like snake skin.
Stays there, does nothing. But like, it will do the business, or it absolutely won't. It won't have a 50-50 effect. That's what's interesting. There's some songs that people have never heard before and they hear it and they're willing to get invested in it. This is not one of them. This is what I always found interesting. I would say 80% of the gigs I've DJ'd in the last 6 years, I've played this song. And I would say half of the time it's landed.
I've got songs like that as well. You can't put it down to age, gender.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't matter anything.
But
what I'm saying is, like, you could play it to what looks like the same crowd next week. Not older, younger, male, female.
It's so fucking weird.
Everybody in between.
You know what's weird?
Doesn't
matter.
About this just song, there's songs like that just, whoa, that worked so well last night, and now it's dropped.
It's doing nothing now.
So there's lots of songs like that.
One of the weird things about this song was actually sampled for John Cena, the wrestlers, his entrance music.
Wow.
He uses a big sample from this song in his entrance music. The time is now.
I was tapped out of wrestling by the time he came into it. I don't see anything to do with John Cena that would make me watch him as a wrestler.
No.
Sorry, like I get it. He's cool looking. He's a very funny and cool guy. But I remember thinking as I was getting older, watching back wrestling, going, is he the new?
Is that the new Rock?
Like what? Him?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
What?
And he's kind of on his way out now.
What is his? What was his gimmick? What was his?
Yeah, he started off different than how he ended. He had kind of 3 incarnations in his period.
I just never got the. For me, wrestling needed gimmicks. Now, eventually, you're going to run out of them, and also just being a great wrestler and a great fucking mic fucking man is important. I never got the thing with Cena. I was looking at him. Well, I would need to watch it.
I'll be honest with you, he was never my bag either. But I did. He put an album.
Nice
out.
Guy is about being sound. Is that his thing?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
and wearing a lot of looks like he's dressed for a UV glow party.
A little bit. Yeah. He put an album out years ago, and he had a song with a guy called Bumpy Knuckles, which is actually pretty decent for like kind of a poppy hip hop song. But yeah, for his theme song for WWE, he samples Anti-Up, which is obviously sampled, and I wrote it down and I scribbled it out because I couldn't pronounce it. But where the samples came from this song. But Anti-Up by MOP, it's off the album Warriors. Yeah, it's outrageous. From the year 2000. So we're creeping up towards maybe when you were born, if you're listening to this. Who's the next one?
My next one is Cornflake Girl by Tori Amos from 94. This is one of those songs, when the intro kicks in, I get a little shiver in my spine of like how fucking what is to come. Because this is one of the things where the intro is good, but the rest of the song is actually better.
Yeah.
But still, the intro is that good. So it starts off with that fast strummed guitar up high, and then you get just that one bass line, boom, and then her piano comes in, and that piano riff is incredible. I wouldn't even ever attempt. I play a bit of piano, but I would never even attempt to play anything.
I get grief off people every now and again because I'll be talking about music that I would not necessarily play while I'm DJing, but maybe I would listen to when I'm at home, or I get a little bit nostalgic about the 90s, and I will always talk about Tori Amos, and I'll always talk about stuff like that first Fiona Apple album. And
I wouldn't be mad into Fiona Apple.
That first album is very, very similar to the Tori stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I like it. But I'll often talk about that record, about Under the Pink, an awful lot. About Cornflake Girl in particular, and Crucified. Like there's so many great fucking Tori Amos songs, and I'll talk about it, and they're like, Tori Amos, you for real? And I'll have to put it on, and after like 45 seconds, you'll see them go like, oh fuck, I forgot that's really really
she's
good.
Classically trained, writing songs since she was like writing compositions since she was like 5. She was also in a band with Matt Sorum from Guns N' Roses. Yeah, here's it before they were famous thing. She was kicked out of that classically trained skill.
Really?
For being musically insubordinate.
Really?
Yeah. Well, she's a mad joke. Brilliant mad joke.
Jesus mad
Christ. Joke. That Cornflake Girl. You hear it right now in your head and go, oh, it's so good. That's my second. So good. That's my second female artist. Have you got any female artists in this? I'm going to fucking born you there in front of everyone.
Do I? I don't think I do, actually.
Shocking.
Yeah, I don't think I have any female artists.
Not only am I keeping up other music styles, well, you are keeping up different music styles, I'll give you that.
I don't have any females on this list in particular, no.
Terrible.
Right.
Terrible.
Right,
you look like you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired.
Who's your next one?
Waiting Room by Fugazi.
Well, they're not women.
They're definitely not women, no. Baldy men. Waiting Room.
I love that I tried to hang you there. Didn't give a just whatever.
For real.
Don't care.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah.
It's more I'm more of an alloy by not giving a fuck about it than I am by making a big deal out of it.
Well, the only reason is you said it the last time. You remember we had Insufferable Bastards podcast and we had no women on it. That's a good thing, surely.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Fucking hang the lads. hanging lads.
We hang so many lads in this
for real.
podcast.
We've hanged like 99% more lads than fucking mutts. Waiting Room by Fugazi. This is off a compilation called 13 Songs, which is the first 2 EPs. It's not that this song is not on an album, which is weird because it's the most famous song.
Yeah.
This came out in.
For years I thought 13 Songs was just an album.
So did I, but it's definitely not.
This song